generally speaking, my planning relies around making sure that my teams are ready for that session. So what I'm usually after is an expert on a given field. So I plan that we will be prepared for a marketing hour, or I'll plan that we are prepared for an idea generation hour, and have specific teams already set up who are going to spend their time talking to the expert. There are generally about 9 or 10 teams per class. Therefore, in an hour, that's not a reasonable number to get through. So I'm normally looking to plan for only about 6 of those teams to actually speak.
Basically, what I normally do is it's a judgment call you make with your classes. So you're watching how the groups are developing and seeing what their strengths and weaknesses are.
I think one of the key approaches is to be careful in balancing how you're going to use that time. You know you've only got limited time. The AppSoCOD experts are really good. In fact, they'll usually give you a whole hour. But I want to see that hour used properly. Having an eye on the clock is well worth it. Some of your teams will likely monopolise that time. Other teams may go quite quiet and not use that time. So it is certainly a matter of flexibility in that regard, because you can never be certain how the children will react to someone who is outside their normal frame. And I tend to have the expert up on the main screen as well as through the main speakers, so the whole class can see the expert and get the benefit of what the expert's saying. A lot of the kids get stuck in a different world where they can only see it through very blinkered view, and it is very good being able to talk to the experts, because it does give them that real world authenticity to those opinions.
It's good for them to have discussions with experts to find out about, are they being realistic about their ideas, the information they're hoping to get, where's it going to come from? It's not going to just appear miraculously out of the thin air. And the experts tend to make it real for them and say, advise them from a professional's point of view. But then whenever the expert comes on board and they can talk about their experience, real world situations, what they can, what they've experienced in their life, they actually listen to that and they take it on board. They go away from the meetings buzzing, full of ideas.
They're more receptive to the feedback they're given and really want to try and prove themselves because they've had an expert talking to them. As a school, you're restricted to the slots you're given to teach your classes, because I deliver AppSoCOD in curriculum time, so my slots available are wherever I'm timetabled. So you have to plan quite well in advance, because you need to know, you need to be able to have an option for the expert to be able to slot into when you're available. You have to develop a level of flexibility to allow you to either teach something more or less depending on when your expert can actually arrive. So it's about balancing the curriculum and delivery with your pupils as well as trying to slot the expert in.
The only challenges we've really got are to do with connectivity. Sometimes, the bandwidth might not be as functional as possible. We've sometimes worked around it. I've got Skype on my phone, so 1 or 2 times we've ended up having to do the Skype call over my phone. From the girls' point of view, they have to ensure that they have got the appropriate questions. They will then, the lesson before, split teams, so they're asking each other the questions to say, that doesn't sound realistic, or what about a follow-up question to go along the lines of, so they're helping each other out. And it's the experts who ask for more information, and I've now learned just to send them the information so they've got it, or a link to Dropbox or Google Drive or something with all the files in it. Have a practice call. Speak to the expert first of all, make sure things are working, so that the bandwidth is there. Provide the experts with the information about the teams.
One is definitely preparation. Prepare your expert so they have as much, as I said before, so they have as much information as possible about what the goals are. So they know that you've got set goals that you're trying to achieve with your pupils,